myself Porichai Halder, and I made this project. Whatever is provided or said in this project description, this is exactly the copy of this project. Uh, Copy of this trucks actually. Whatever we have to meet. This is the heading. Here, yeah, a love emoji and the doc bits are the heading is provided there, and this is the input, same like the given Figma diagram, and this button is fully functionally worked. If I give some input uh, name as the breed of this dog, let's say boxer. If I enter this, then I can see all the 10 photos of the boxer breed. Here I can also make this thing. If I give an input with the uppercase or lowercase, then also it will work. Let's say BOX, then also it will work. It will showing the different image randomly collect from this API. And also if I like this dog, then I can click on it, and this will show the red button heart, and this is in my favorite right now. And if I love this, that also when as a favorite one, something like this. Here it is. If I want to dislike this dog, then I can dislike from here, and the list was gone. If I dislike this dog, then I can dislike from here, and this list was gone actually. Behind the scene, I first of all I have to introduce my code here. I make these containers first of all, and inside these containers I have my heading and the heart emoji here. After that I introduce the search component here. Here is the search component in my folder structure. Here I get input here, and a button. Inside the button I got the SVG from the Figma diagram as given by the company, and this is a button. Here is a simple button format, and I had done these things using my custom CSS only. I don't use any type of uh, external CSS libraries or something. And here I have done if this form is on submit, then the handle on submit button is handle on submit function is worked. And also if the input is changed, then the set input will be the e.target.hello. I can change this input as like as again. Here e.prevent default is for preventing the default loading behavior of the browser when we submit a form. And I use specially the context API here for managing the states globally. Here I create the context, and after that my context API endpoints part is here. Then I initially some states here, and after that I fetch the docs image API here from here. This is the API given by me, given by the company, and the input value to lowercase I converted to lowercase because the API only takes the lowercase value. That's why I converted it to lowercase, whatever type of format I can give. After that, it will convert it to lowercase. And I also trying to introduce this autocomplete functionality. All of the docs list will be suggested here, but don't I can't do it for this amount of time actually. I'll do this after some time also. After submitting this project, I will do this. That's the pending point of my project. And here I provide all the children of my project, those states. I provide those states actually, all the children. Here's the context if yes first ends. And after that, I I have to also go to the search. Yeah, here the search input is comes from here the search input comes from the context, and set input val is the input val. There is the input val is stored, and from this input val from this input val I try to call the API, and after that I got this response, and I stored this response in the set data, in the data actually, data state. And after that I pass the data to my showroom component. I think here is my showroom component. Yeah, here here I got the data from my context API, and I show if the data is success, then I just simply map this data over there through the image card component. Image card component takes the location and image details from here as props. Image details, image details, and I also take the like doc and set like docs from context. Later I will set it, and here I initialize to state like dot disliked, like dot set liked. I have to comment this. Okay. Here I initially create a div of some box type, and I take this location uh, prop for uh, for showing that if the location is favorite, it will show if favorite show.jsx, and the location is favorite. Here, here, here the favorites cards and the main cards are different. That's why I have to do this. The location preferred, the favorite here. The card is card's class name will be the favorite. That's why, and the favorite card and the favorite card class will be visible here. That's why this height and width is too small, may respect to the main card actually. And here I just I just show the image, and after that I just uh, put a heart button over here, and this heart button is styled through this light component. If this is liked, then the heart will be red ID or white. That's it. Or I set this on toggle method on here. If we click over here, then it will be toggled from like to dislike, and I set this set like state to not like, means if it is true then that will be false, or it will be it is false, then it will be the true. Here also, if like is false, then set dog like, that comes from the context set dog like. I am just setting the list of objects, whatever I liked, that especially do here. Set like docs, and the like docs and the image details means this object, this component I like. Else, if I dislike, if I like, then that will happen. Or if I dislike this image, then this function is called, and the dislike comes here, the image. Or I have to filter like dot filter docs, all the docs that is not the dislike docs. I have to return this array. This filter method returns an array. That's why that's return a array, and this array I have to set this in my set like docs. That's how we can reduce my array size when I dislike some dog. That is mainly happening here. And here is the favorite part is here and favorite show. After that, we take this favorite like dog array, and I pass this like dog array to my favorite component, favorite show. Here like dog. I pass this like dot from the context API, and I just simply map over here. And image card is same, but the main difference is the location is favorite, cause this image is going from the favorite part only. And I styled over here if the favorite, yeah, favorite card dot span here. I styled like this actually. And this index.js, I also make these projects simply fully modular, but I import all the JSX components inside the component folder in this index.js and simply export all these files from this index.js. That's a pretty good implementation of modular project. And whenever I call my components, then we can call from directly the index.js like this dot slash component. We don't need to rewrite all these things again and again. And I made this project using Read obviously, and this is the project. And I have some API fetch for this here where I'm fetching my APIs. Once API fetch, I have to show this from the context also. Which context? API fetch. Yes, here I call this API fetch function, and the API fetch function is here. It's simply a function that's take the URL, and it's an asynchronous function that takes some time, and it takes the URL and simply fetch using the browser library fetch, and it will return a response, and it will simply return the response JSON to me. like this. I can fetch this, and here my suggestion breadboard is here, and I also introduce the suggestion breadboard. Suggestion breadboards. It also take the URL, and same thing is happening here also. But I can't do this right now because the short time. But I will implement this after some time also. Filtering bridge. I just took this filtering bridge here. Yes. After getting the response from the bridge API, I saw that the bridge API takes too much hazy things like if it is a object and inside each object there are many objects containing many type of arrays, but the arrays are empty also. Many of arrays are empty, or many of the uh, datas inside this array are not proper. That's why I simply uh, filter the breeds names from this data. That's why I use it. This filter breed function takes an object or as a parameter, and it will return a array that contains the only name of the breeds. That is I can foreign I can use the foreign of a loop here, and I just put the breeds over there and return it. That's it. And I can implement is something like better also. I have to I think that I'll do this autocomplete feature here, but I can't do it cause the time, and I do like this. Thank you. If I search something wrong, then it will find the no data found here. No data found here. If I try to uh, dog dog breeds, German Shepherd, my current is gone. That's why I can show. The API is not calling here. Thank you.